So is this how you shoot 360 video? Hey guys, Blake Calhoun. When I think of 360 video, I think of this kind of thing. Family vacation videos and photos where you want to show your friends and family everything around you. Let them almost experience it too. But as a filmmaker, I want the complete opposite. I want to tell the audience where to look through framing, composition, and the lighting. But even outside narrative work on this YouTube channel, using 360 video just didn't appeal to me. That is, until I tried it. The ability to shoot something all at one time and then get every shot around you is really pretty darn cool, and something I hadn't thought about before. So you shoot 360, but then you only use the angle you want in your video. Or you can do something like this. And this is all controlled in post later, and we'll get to that in a moment. By the way, pro tip. Do not take a selfie stick to Disney World. Bad idea. Luckily they let me keep it because the pole will collapse. So I shot everything else like this, instead of like this. The camera itself is small, it's very light, has a very simple design. I like it. For a lot of my work, I'm going to use this instead of GoPro. Speaking of GoPro, the functionality of this reminds me a little bit of that. You've got two buttons to turn it on and off and control the menu, and I don't have an SD card in the camera right now. This is set on stills right now. Remember, you can do 360 stills as well as video. And for video, you can shoot a variety of resolutions, but I would suggest shooting in 5.7K. You'll have the best results later in post-production. And you can handhold this or mount it on this selfie stick, but just don't take it to Disney World like this. And it comes with a soft carrying case that I found to be pretty useful. You can wear it around your neck and look like a tourist. The part about using this camera that I had to wrap my head around was almost everything is done in the app after you shoot. And it's a really powerful system. So in a weird way, you don't have to actually think quite as much about what you're shooting. You do all that in post-production. Here's a screen recording of the app. I'm not doing an in-depth tutorial. Insta360 has some really good tutorials built in the app actually. But you've got your different controls you can choose, like flow state stabilization, which you can turn on or off after you shoot. So in the app, you can scroll through the video, you can choose your aspect ratio, and then of course you can pick the different angles. So the app is a really important part of the workflow. I'm using this on an iPhone XS Max, by the way, and I've heard this does work the best on iOS. You can go in and trim a clip down to the desired length you would like. Then you can also do different adjustments, filters, and even speed, like a time lapse or a hyperlapse. Also, you can add motion blur to this effect, which is really cool. So you would select the part of the clip you want to create a hyperlapse with. Then you can play it back to preview it, although the motion blur will not be added at this point. Then you tap the share button at the top and pick album to save it to your phone. Then it will show you a preview and you can export it. On this iPhone XS Max, it went pretty quickly, even for 4K video. And here it is, not the best hyperlapse because I didn't keep the camera steady, but pretty cool nonetheless. And here's the second one I did where I kept the camera more in a straight line. So you can use the phone to do this, which works great, or you can use the 360 Studio, which is on the desktop here. It's a standalone app. So I've already loaded the clip, and you can grab the footage and move it around as you want. You've got a lot of control. So you start off by trimming the clip, and then you would add keyframes. You can see me down there walking. Go into tiny planet mode here briefly. This is kind of gimmicky, but it's still kind of a cool look. Kind of fun. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Go into tiny planet. So using the 360 Studio is one way to do it, and it's probably the second easiest. The phone is the easiest, then this, and then working with it in Premiere Pro. And here's the actual exported file. By the way, this is Pandora, the Avatar section at Animal Kingdom at Disney World. Highly recommend checking it out. It's really fun. So the cool thing is in Premiere Pro, you can use a plugin from GoPro to work with your footage. It's called the GoPro VR Reframe. Now, to my knowledge, this does not work in CC 2019 though, Premiere 2019. So I'm working in CC 2018 right now. Maybe they've updated it, but I haven't been able to get it to work. So this is what it looks like without the plugin. This is just the raw 360 video in Premiere Pro. And that is now with the GoPro VR Reframe turned on. So you can push into the footage or move it around using the FOV, field of view. Or you can mess with the yaw, which spins everything around in 360. And this is, again, this is the really cool part about shooting 360 video and why I think it's better than GoPro for most applications, unless you're doing like extreme sports or something where you need the camera to be more weatherproof. Although they have solutions for that in 360 video as well. Again, you're shooting everything. And then the roll. So you can play this, and then if you want to, you can add keyframes. That way you can spin the camera or move the camera to wherever you want as it's playing. So you're going along and then you want to do a pan. And here it is, it's panning. And then you want to go back up front. But we can go around the other way. The other thing that's cool is you can do, of course, normal color correction. And I just did a quick correction using Lumetri Color. But it's just so nice to be able to walk through a crowd like this, shoot it one time, and you've got every shot. You're not going to miss anything. And then when you're editing, you can use the angle you want. That's the important part. They make a lot of accessories for this camera. The kit I got came with the selfie stick, the case, and a setup to do bullet time shots, which I really haven't played with too much. There's a ton this camera does though that I didn't even talk about, like shooting in HDR, slow motion, how the selfie stick is invisible. I didn't mention that. You may have noticed it throughout the video. It's just a really cool camera and actually much better and much more useful than I thought it would be. There's really no shot you can't get. If you can't tell, I really like this camera, so I would definitely recommend picking one up. And for those of you who either haven't been to Disney World or haven't visited the park in a while, this is one of their newer roller coasters, the Slinky Dog Dash. And this is the sound too, recorded from the camera.
We're not going backwards.
I really don't want to go backwards.
We're not going backwards. Here we go.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.